let's go ahead and get into your reading. That was quick. Alright. Okay, so a lot of you right now are focusing on love that has went wrong. Or the love that you did have that you lost. See what this person is feeling currently, please, Spirit. As I was walking back over here to sit down to do this reading, I have a little bear in my room. And it's one of the ones that I use for the spirit animals. And it was on my floor. And if you know me, you know that sometimes my ghost likes to drop stuff off my bookshelves or move stuff around when I'm supposed to see it. So some of you guys, this is actually it right here. And it's just a little bear. And some of you guys could be freaking exhausted right now, feeling like you need to hibernate, like you've ran yourself rampant, or you have worked and worked and worked and worked and worked, and now you're just tired and you need to, you're getting ready to get to a part where you just need to sleep. Your person is focusing on money. They're feeling like there have been delays within their money. Like they've worked really, really hard on something, and they have not seen it come to fruition yet. But they're still working. But they're starting to feel like maybe they have deceived themselves. Maybe they feel like maybe this isn't what they're supposed to do, but really Spirit is pretty much saying, you know, the wheel will turn in their favor. They're not seeing it right now. Right now they're stuck in this energy of, you know, afraid that, you know, what they believed was supposed to be their true path isn't really their true path, because they haven't started receiving the benefits, the full benefits from it yet. Let's see what energy you guys have in between each other. My Jones cards here. How do they perceive you? How do they see you right now? One card, please, Spirit. They think, they see you and they think that you're beautiful, but they think that whatever path that you're on, you need to start working harder. Which is funny, because you feel like you're drained and they feel like you need to start working harder. When they see you, they think he don't know whether to check his ass or scratch his watch. So in other words, they feel like, you feel like they're not really sure what they want, what they're doing. More than likely, it's because they're putting most of their time and their attention into money because they're not seeing fruition. Okay, more than likely, your person is in the lack mindset. And when you get into the lack mindset, you think, you know, you start attracting like delays. You start, until you learn to trust in the divine, you're not going to see the divine work for you, because you're in the mindset, I can do it myself. And Spirit will literally be like, oh, you can do it yourself? Really? Can you really do it for yourself? Because go ahead, let's see you. I'll wait here. And when you want to come back and trust that I can do it for you, and when you want to believe in me that I am telling you what it is that you need to do and where it is you need to go, and that I will lead you and I will guide you and I will give you what you need and what your heart's desire. When you put me first and you put your faith in me, then I will show you. But while you're taking, when the divine says, if you're going to take me for granted and think that you can do everything by yourself, I'm going to go ahead and let you see how much you can get done by yourself. And then Spirit says, and when you come back and when you apologize and when you start being grateful for the things that I give you, then I will bless you. Until then, no, you can go ahead and you can go off. And that's where I feel your person is right now. They're thinking, oh, well, this person is hot, but they need to start working more. And you're sitting here, maybe you're in the energy of focusing on everything that went wrong. And so you guys are both in the lack mindset, but you're not really worried about the money because you're more focused on the things that went wrong and looking back, and maybe you're the person who's looking back like, how did I mess this up so bad? Your person sees you as pretty, but they feel like, I'm going to be honest with you right now, Cancer, whoever it is that you're dealing with, I feel like they're all about the money because, one, they feel like they're not getting the money and they feel like you should work harder. And in that energy, your person will be the one that pulls the love from you. You may be focusing on what you did wrong, but if this person was in the fear mindset, and I'm going to say this right now, be very careful who you sleep with. And this is a reason why. When you join energies with someone, their karma will rub off onto you. If they are in a lack mindset, they will put you into the lack mindset. Whichever the dominant energy is will pull the other person into that. So you want to not go around sleeping with everybody, because if they are the dominant energy and they are in a mentality of things that are going wrong and everything like that, it's literally going to cross over into your life because you are becoming one with that person in the 3D. And so you will reap the rewards that person has. When they're in the lack mindset, it'll put you in lack mindset. Look, they're worried about money, and because you weren't, now it's going to cross over. They're like, I'm worried about money over here, but they're not, so they need to go ahead, they need to start working harder. And here, maybe you're freaking stressed out, and you're like, I'm exhausted because this person is emotionally pulling from me because all they're worried about is money, and it has literally screwed up our life. Okay. Yeah. I feel like this is the reverse of the Libra read. Libra was stressed out. Their person Libra and their person was fighting over money. And here we've got Libra, or maybe you're dealing with Libra. I don't know. Maybe you've got Libra in your chart. So there's Libra. I feel like there's a crossover somewhere here with Libra, okay? If this person is in the lack mindset and you're their partner, if you're their person, if you're their king to their queen, you've got to pull them out of this energy, because what energy they're in, it's going to cross over into you. Whatever energy you're in when you're in the dominant energy is going to cross over to them. You guys need to come into align and remember that it's the love part that matters. Love has the ability to transform all. Once you get into the love aspect, once you get into the part of trusting the divine, all things will work out, because even the Bible, it says, put me first and I will add all things unto you. But you can't do it if you're not having faith in the divine. If you're like, well, I can do this and I can do this and I can do this and I can do this by myself. So and this could be reversed. Take it as it goes. You know, Spirit will teach you. You can't do anything without God. No matter what it is anybody says, no matter what anybody thinks, you cannot do anything without God. You couldn't have even taken your first breath without the divine helping you. So don't say that you can do everything by yourself, because you can't. You can't. Okay? You can't even take your next breath. You won't live the next day without the divine. You can't do everything by yourself. And here's the thing. It's not a strong person who says, I can do everything by myself. That's an insecure person. Someone who says, I can do everything by myself and I don't need nobody else, that is a very insecure person. How do I know? Because I have been in that energy a lot. I'm like, you know what? I don't need you guys. I can do everything on my own. And that stems out of insecurity, of feeling like I'm never going to be worthy of someone who wants to come in and give me an equal give and take. And that took me a very long time to understand. I mean, and I know at this point in time, like in the 3D world, I don't need other people. Like physically, I don't need them, but God puts them in your life to help you. Like you can't survive without other humans, but God did not design us that way. We flourish when we have other good people in our life, but not ones that we come and we trauma bond with. Okay? If you're literally with someone because you're just trauma bonding, it's not going to turn out good. One, they're going to be extremely hard to get out of the relationship with, because you're going to feel like you're stuck, because you feel like you're tied to them, because you feel like you have a soul match with them. A trauma bond can and will give the feeling of sometimes people mistake a trauma bond for a twin flame. I'm going to say this right now. Some people mistake a trauma bond for a twin flame because it has a lot of the same things that come about, like the karma that comes about when we are starting to see the toxic in us. The difference is that a trauma bond, you will see the problems with your person. The difference in finding your twin flame is the trauma will bring up you to see flaws within yourself. And you'll notice with the twin flame, every time they come in your energy, it's because there is something that either you or they have to learn so that you guys can vibe up together and stay on the same level. And also, your twin flame and you have the ability to exchange energy. It's not like that with the trauma bond. Trauma bond will just leave you exhausted all the time. It will literally leave you feeling like you're not good enough. It'll make you feel like you're unworthy. It'll have your insecurities going all the time. And honestly, I feel like through a trauma bond, you will learn a lot about yourself. That's where you're going to learn your physical and emotional and mental strength, because this person is going to rip through you, and it is going to feel like it's going to hurt, okay? It's going to pretty much strip everything out of you. But it's when you have nothing left, do you have the ability to realize that you can do anything from there. It's someone who has everything that they feel like they're stuck and they feel like they can't move on. But when a trauma bond comes in, it literally will rip everything that you have left in you out. And it'll be like a fresh new start. It's kind of like the ultimate tower moment. Okay? After a trauma bond, you're pretty much left feeling worthless, feeling like you can't do nothing. And that is where you find your true strength. And that is where you find who it is that you are and what you've got to do. Now, your twin flame, here's the difference. Your twin flame will be someone who comes in and will hurt you, but they will hurt you solely so that you heal yourself. Your twin flame will come in and they will show you where you lack. They won't come in and they won't just straight up destroy you. Now, I'm hearing some of you guys have twin flames, some of you guys have trauma bonds. And that's why I'm saying this. This is how for you to tell the difference. You know, your twin flame is going to come in and they're going to point out your flaws. But when they point out your flaws, it's actually going to point out flaws in themselves, and it's going to help them grow as well. If you have someone that comes in and is just straight up trashing you all the time and is never taking accountability for who they are and who they want. One, let me rephrase this. If your twin is unawakened to the twin flame journey, they're not, or they're unawakened, period. They're not going to know what's going on. So they're probably not going to look into themselves as much until they awaken. And if your twin has not awakened yet, it means you are the person that has to put in more work, because when you heal, it will cause your twin to heal. Okay, let me rephrase this. This is how you know if it's a twin flame. When you heal, you will see your person start to heal right behind it, whether it's in the same area or not. It doesn't matter. If you heal something, it literally will push, because you guys are the same soul. When one part of the soul heals, it causes the other part of the soul to heal. Because meeting your twin flame is not, the whole purpose is not so that you guys can come together and have like the best bang session of your life. It is so that you guys see your flaws and where you're mistaking, because your soul is lacking and your soul is crying out to the divine, being like, I can't do this anymore. I don't know what I'm doing. And you're literally calling your other half of your soul in so that you can find your true path. Okay, yeah, that's been 17 minutes and we're still on the first card. I'm going to go ahead and go on from there. If we'll talk more in the like twin flame reading. We'll get back to just Cancer. All right, Cancer, what's in the unconscious desires right now, please, Spirit? Okay, change, development. Okay, so this is a good sign. One more, please. Okay, 2. Okay, 3. Okay. All right, so you got change coming in, you and your person. It's a very good sign that this is a good person in your life. For those who are not dealing with the trauma bond, this is telling you, and this has got moderation here, okay, and it's probably the reason why you're so exhausted. Spirit is telling you, you have started to awaken, you are starting to become enlightened, you are starting to see everything it is, you know, that you need to come into play. But just like the bear, you go out and you get all this stuff that you need, but it has to come in moderation. You can't go out and do this for the whole year, because the bears literally get all their nourishment and then they have a time where they have to rest. So this is telling you, do it in moderation. You know, maybe you've got to take in this healing, because healing is hard. Healing will literally like rip all of your energy out, and that's why it's this one of the symptoms of an ascension is that you get exhausted, you get tired, you start feeling headaches, you start feeling sick, and your body just feels like it needs to rest. And a lot of times, unless our body starts to feel sick, we won't rest. We're just like, I'm tired, I'll get through this. I'll get some coffee and get through this. So the body is like, all right, well, I'm going to give them symptoms of feeling like they're exhausted, like they're going to get sick if they don't stop. And so you've got to do stuff in moderation. Spirit's telling you, maybe you're trying to heal everything all at once. You are your twin. Yeah, this is telling you to watch your energy, you know, get aligned, get everything where it is that it needs to be. Let me pull here. Because you're starting to awaken to the beauty of this path, this journey, this purpose it is that you have. And I know myself, when me and my twin split, it was awful. I'm going to tell you right now. It's like you meet your twin and you're like, okay, now I know what my whole purpose is. I see my path before me, and you know, this person's coming into my life. This person's coming into my life, and I know what I need to do now. And if I heal, you know, then we can come back in to union. And union doesn't necessarily mean as in a romantic thing, but you know, when you meet your twin, you have a desire to just know them, I guess, to get to know more about them, to see, you know, because especially if you have any placements of Virgo, you overthink everything, and you're like, I want to know how close we are, how matched we are, how different we are, how the difference in our lives have been, how everything is the way that it is. And I mean, like, it'll pull all of these energies all at once, and it'll straight deplete you to where you're just like, and you're just like exhausted, because when you separate, it will throw you in all of these emotions, because you know, as a twin flame, you don't have to be with your twin flame. In fact, it's a whole lot easier to be with your divinely guided soulmate, and you will probably want to go towards your divinely guided soulmate because it's a lot easier, and you feel the love there, and you feel everything. And a lot of times with your twin flame, it's just hard, but you still have this desire to get to know them, because you literally feel like it's the part of you that you had never known. It's the part where, and I'm going to tell you one of the ways you can tell if you're a twin flame. If you have ever been in a crowded room and feel like you are completely all alone, like there's a part of you that's missing, or that there's someone that you wanted to be there that's not, and you can have 1,000 friends around you, but you still feel like you're isolated and all alone. That's how you know. That's one of the signs that you know that what you're literally craving is the other part of your soul, the other person on this earth that is the other part of you. Because when you don't feel whole, you won't feel whole in any aspects. Okay, someone here is fearing a choice that's coming up. If any of you guys are sick, pay attention. And your person has the ability to get pregnant right now, because you've got sensuality here, you've got fertility here. So either you are birthing something creative, you are going on to a new journey, you are on a new path, and maybe it scares you a little bit, because this is also, it's not just your hopes, it's also your fears. So maybe you've got a path before you that you're excited about, but it also scares you. And I'm going to tell you right now, Cancer, if it scares you, a lot of times it's going to be the best thing for you. Because one, it gets you to step out of your comfort zone. It gets you to trust the divine. And it lets you know, what you're made of. Because are you made of sugar and spice and everything nice? Or are you made of all the shit the divine put in you to battle with? Because the divine knows how hard this world is, how rough this world is, and how we had to sign up on this before we came here to learn. Because this is where we will learn. This is where we will level up our consciousness. Okay, your card for the day. Loving is its own reward. The very act of loving is the benefit of the risk. We all want to be loved back. We all want to be supported. But when you grow up, you see that it has nothing to do with how the person who receives your love reacts, and all about you. Just be willing to be open. Sorry. But when you grow up, you see that it has nothing to do with how the person who receives your love reacts, and all about you. Just be willing to open your heart in this dangerous world. Be a gangster and love the fuck out of someone today. Expect nothing in return. Okay, Cancer, you guys, I'm going to tell you right now, you guys have no fear of loving. You guys are like the super emotional sign. And you guys are usually like the most loving signs that there is. The sun signs, that is. Improve your work and home balance. See, yeah. Okay, so whichever way this goes up here. Okay, this is telling you, Cancer, that on this side here, whoever this is, it's telling you've got to find a balance in between home and work, love and life, love and, like work life, I mean. You can love the shit out of someone, but if you're not willing to work for it, it ain't gonna work. Let a new project commence. Okay, so this is telling you not to be afraid, because Spirit is divinely guiding you. That this fear that you feel, Spirit is there with you. They are guiding you. They're taking you on the right path. Don't fear. They've got you. Union. Okay, this is what we've been talking about this whole time. Wanting to come into union and everything. Okay, union. All unions are blessings from angels. Okay, and this is where it goes back. Whether it is a soulmate, whether it is a karmic, whether it is your twin flame, whether it is just, a friend or a family member. Every person who comes into your life is there for a reason. One, it either teaches you how to have more compassion, how to have more love, how to have more empathy, how to be more hardworking, how to be more determined. Will teach you how strong you truly are and what it is that you're made of. Every person that comes into your life that was meant to come into your life is for you. And I actually was talking about this with someone earlier today, and we were talking about, how Judas, everyone is all like, we always think, this person did bad and this person did bad. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, sometimes God needs those people to do things that we don't see, that we don't think are for the best alignment, but really, sometimes people have to hurt you to put you on the right path. Because if Judas never betrayed Jesus, none of us would have salvation within him. None of us would have been exempt from giving a sacrifice of self or of whatever it is that we've came into. Now we only have to just pay our taxes to the 3D world, because it's a 3D world. You pay your taxes to the government and you pay your dues to God. You give your love to God, you give your money to the world, because the money is only of the world, and it's something we don't take with us afterwards. But the love, the gratitude, the thanks, everything else is what we give to God, because he puts us on our right path. He puts us in the place that we need to be at the right time. He guides us to where we need to be, so that so that all the things that are meant to come to us, whether it's good for one person or not. Sometimes we get off the path that we're supposed to be on, and it takes a hardship. because we didn't listen, but we still have to learn that lesson. It's kind of like, you know, whenever I said I had met my twin, and I was told, you know, that before they would have, my twin would have to go off, and they would probably have to learn a lesson from an ex. They probably haven't learned it, you know. And knowing myself, it's probably because of ego. They probably didn't want to learn it because of ego, you know. But the Spirit will rip that out of them. But what was I going to say? Maybe I'm not supposed to tell you this part. Maybe this is what you guys are about to learn, and if I tell you, it'll hinder the learning process. All right. I'm not even going to say it. Now I remember what it is, but Spirit just said, wait, they're going to learn it. Okay. All right, guys. This might be a hard lesson, but it's going to be a good one. Like, when you get through it, whenever you get through what you've got coming up, when you look back, you're going to be able to say, I'm really glad that I did this because this person taught me this. Whether it turns out good or whether it turns out bad, you will be better for it, and you will be in a whole lot better place. And you will, yeah. Just remember, in this journey that you're about to take, make sure that you don't overdo it. Okay? Don't make anyone feel like they need to bust their ass and they're not trying hard enough, because I'm going to tell you right now, if someone's going through an ascension process, they're probably exhausted, because Spirit is teaching them a lot of lessons. They're getting a lot of downloads, and it's for the greater good. So if someone is exhausted in your energy, Cancer, if they're exhausted, don't make them feel bad, because they need to probably rest and fill up their cup of self-love, or you need to take a rest and fill up your cup of self-love, because you don't always have to keep going and going and going and going. Sometimes you've got to stop and find that moderation, as in rest, as in solitude, as in love, as in to find that self-love, okay? All right, Cancer. I'm going to pull one of these. Let's see. Okay, and then we're going to be done. We will end it with the reading. Usually I start with the reading, but for some reason I did not. Okay, 112 is empty, guys. Literally, 112 is empty. Here's your number, 112. Look, 113, 111. 112 is empty. So this is saying you are going to need to be the one that writes your own story. It's time for you to write your own story. So make sure you're, as one of my favorite sayings from any movie, make sure you're the leading lady in your own life. Okay? Or leading male, whichever, take it as resonates. Write your story. You have the ability to write it as beautifully or as chaotically or as traumatic as you want it to be. But just make it good for you. Make it good for you. You're going to learn things the easy way, or you're going to learn things the hard way. And if you by any chance have a twin in your energy, if your twin is by any chance has a Virgo in their chart, they're probably like, I'm going to go do this because if I heal all of this, then it's going to force my twin to heal. And they don't realize that all that healing takes so much energy out of them. It takes so much. And that's why cancer, you're being told, do it in moderation. I have cancer I'm a cancer rising. And I know, because I had already started on this path. I was like, I'm going to heal everything all at once. I'm going to go through and heal all my trauma. I'm going to go through and heal all my childhood uh, trauma. I'm going to go through and heal all of this and all of this. And I kid you not, within like a week and a half, I was like crying, like so emotional. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. I don't want to break any more generational curses. I'm so tired. Now that I look back, it's been a year. Me and my twin separated over a year ago. And, we separated, and I was supposed to come in contact. I was supposed to align with my divinely guided soulmate. And from what I understood was I was supposed to be with my divinely guided soulmate. Like, it was supposed to be the one that was supposed to give me the time and the space to help me heal after I've met my twin. I came in contact with my twin, but I already know who my divinely guided soulmate was. I just didn't realize it. And then I realized it because they were the ones who allowed me to take the time and have the space to heal myself. And that person came in and they were like, they needed to heal. I needed to heal. We both said, I hope you heal. I hope you heal. And when the time is right, we're going to come together. We took the time and we healed, and I didn't mess with anybody. They didn't mess with anybody. I don't know if they did or not, but it didn't really matter to me. We all have a path, but, things happened, and sometimes things happen that aren't planned, that weren't a part of the plan. But people messing with other people's energies, and this is why I say don't mess with black magic. Don't mess with stupid shit of the world, because it can seriously harm people. And it can throw a path off to where you can lose something that was completely important, or you can make someone else lose something that they needed in their life. And you can literally throw someone off their path. Do not mess with black magic. Do not even mess with like love spells and enchantments and all this other kind of stuff, because if you're literally doing a love spell, you are literally telling someone, I don't love you enough to give you what it is that you want, because I'm going to mess with your free will. And that is, to me, what a love spell is. If you love someone, you're going to love them unconditionally, whether they're with you or whether they're not, whether they're here on earth, whether they're in heaven, whether they're here and they're doing right by you, whether they're here and they're doing wrong by you. Why? Because love, true love, is unconditional. You may not like the things the person does, but you love the person out on a soul level unconditionally. Through the good and the bad, you're going to love them. And maybe that's what you're learning here. Maybe, Cancer, you're coming up against something and you're going to need to learn unconditional love, and you're going to learn that people aren't perfect, and people need to learn that you're not perfect. But together, when you come in a 3-strand cord, you can realize that God is perfect and everything is designed perfectly to work out for the best for you and your person when you come together and you stand strong. And I feel like that was just all over the place, and maybe that's what the energy you're going through, because I feel like I want to tell you this and tell you this and tell you this and tell you this, and then I feel like I never even finished my story because it's all so chaotic. And I feel like maybe that's what's going on in your life right now. Maybe you're coming up into a place where everything is going to be so chaotic. You're like trying to learn a little bit of this, a little bit of this, and you don't get to the end because something else comes up before you can finish the first task. And if that's the case, learn from the bear, okay? Learn and take heed from the bear. The bear will do what they need to do, and then they stop and they take a break. Then they go to the next, and they stop and they take a break. and they do what they got to do, and then they stop and they take a break. They're not all like psh, 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 you know, because that would completely just like destroy the bear. Anyways, that's what I got for you, Cancer. I hope this made sense, because this sure was very chaotic to me. This is a general read, so not all parts of it are going to be for you, because it's going to be a collective for everybody. There could be 5 seconds of this reading that will align with you. There could be the whole 40 minutes and 40 seconds, whatever that this video is, that will align with you. You know, take it as it resonates. Don't force it to fit if this is not your story. I will be putting up more readings, so if it's not your story, then just hit the like and subscribe button down below, and that way you can get notification when the next reading comes up, and hopefully it'll align. Now, if this one does not align, look at your big 3, or actually like to look at a little others, but your sun, your moon, your rising. Okay, that's your big 3. If you want to find out about your love life, you look at your Venus. Okay, your sun is your ego. Your moon is how you relate to people. Oh my gosh, I just went blank on the rising, which is funny because my rising is Cancer, and Cancer is so confused and lost right now. But your Venus will tell you about love. If you want to find out about love, listen to your Venus. So if this Cancer, if your sun doesn't resonate for you today, look at your chart, and I think Astro Matrix is a really, really good one. It'll show you a whole lot. And if you're looking at your chart, the one of the things that I've learned recently is pay attention to your progressive moon in your chart. Okay, that will be the planets and everything in our houses and everything. Like, there's always a change, but it's your progressive moon that will change the most. It changes like every year, every 2 years. So if you're wanting to see what's coming next in your future, look at your progressive moon. That will be the newest change that comes to you. It's kind of like, I like to consider it like the midlife crisis, like the big change that you got coming up. It's not really a midlife crisis. You can have those at any point in time in your life, but you know, if you're wanting to see what's coming soon, look at your progressive moon and see what's coming there. Okay, and that's just part of the astrology. It's not part of the tarot. It's just the astrology part. Okay, well, that's what I got for you, Cancer. I hope this helped. I really hope this helped, because this was all confusing to me. I don't even remember what I said. But just remember, everybody who comes into your life is a blessing. Whether they hurt you, whether they love you, whether they help you, whether they harm you, you know, it puts you on a path. If they hurt you or they harm you, it puts you into a path where you now have the ability to help others heal from that's coming. When they come in and they love you, that's when you can feel the love from the divine passed down into the 3D from the 5D. So honor and respect every person and everything, every situation that comes into your life, because they're there to teach you something. And be grateful for the divine for these lessons, because it will only make you a better person. And when we go into the gratitude mindset, that's when we will start to reap all these benefits that we're not seeing yet. Because you or your person have blessings that are coming in, but it's the fear mindset that's holding you back right now. Okay, all right, Cancer, that's what I got for you. I hope this helped. Hit the like and subscribe, and we're doing the contest. 2 people win $25 on the 30th for like my top people that my top commenters that are subscribed to my channel. Okay, and we will pull those on the 30th, but I hope to see you the next video. If not, I wish you well, and I hope you find the peace and the guidance that you need, and as well. Bye, guys.